Happy Monday, everybody. Wait a minute. What y'all doing in this chat this morning? Dang. Yo. Shout out to my guy D-Rob, training in the building. Hey. Somebody coming for the throne. Somebody coming for that crowd, Toronto. Man, see, now I got to go do a deep dive and figure out what's happening to Chef. Why we started this morning. But I love it. Good morning, everybody. Shout out. Oh, D-Rob training. That chick, yo, what up, cousin? Toronto Riggins, girl, you done slipped to third place. What you choose? I know it's been, look, I know it was the weekend. I know it was a lot happening. But if you take a moment off, people coming for your spot every time. Telling you, that's how I be up in these streets. No days off, baby, no days off. All right, so what is going on? Oh, man, yes, sir. Okay. Wait a minute, is this Buenos Dias? Is this Blaxican in the building too? Man, y'all must have had a great weekend. Some good stuff popping. Exactly. I'm coming to the chat like, what the heck is happening? What's really going on? Okay, let me get out these chat. Y'all got me stuck for a second. All right. Shout out to everybody. Monique, welcome. What up, boo? Craig G, be safe on them streets, on them roads, buddy. Oh, man. Man, I heard y'all like story time. Is that true? Do y'all really like story time? I heard y'all like story time. Friday's episode was just me talking, man. Just talking. Telling stories, my experiences, where I come from, things that I've seen, my experiences, my life lessons, and it's yep, sure do. Love story time. Man, look. You know how you have the drunk uncle at the cookout that's telling these amazing stories? Well, maybe not even the drunk uncle, just the uncle. My uncle George, he had this story he used to tell us when he would come watch our football games, and he would be like, man, y'all doing good out there. Oh, man. Y'all better stab off D-Rob. D-Rob putting in that work. He said, I'm getting in early. I'm coming to get mines. But yeah, so my uncle, he's kind of watch all of our football games. And no matter what kind of game we had, if we scored 17 touchdowns and ran for 1,000 yards, he would always have this one story about how a team he was on was better. My oldest son, they had a game, and it was a blowout win. They came in and they just smashed this team. And so we celebrated and going to, like, I think it was maybe Denny's or something after the game. Just grabbed some breakfast. And my uncle came in and he was talking about, man, that was a good game, man. But shoot, back in my day, and whenever you hear back in my day, you already know some mess about to come with it. But he started talking about this team and how They had just got some new uniforms. And the visiting team, this was during the uh 60s, this early 60s. It was still, Jim Crow was still very much alive. And they had to play this one school. And they came in with their home colors on. You know, when you are away, you got a team color or a jersey. And when you're home, there's a different jersey. Generally, your home jerseys are the darker ones, the ones with the most color in it. Your travel jerseys are normally the light ones. Well, this team came in with the dark jerseys. And they could not change it because they didn't bring the others with them. So the home team, my uncle's team, they had to go and put their travel jerseys on, which were the old jerseys. Now, if you anything into fashion, you know how it is when you know you're gonna wear a thing. You don't got it. You know you're gonna look a certain way, and then somebody comes in and changes it, disrespectfully so. Man, D-Rob, my uncle told us this story, and he said we whooped them boys 118-0. This is a football game for anybody who wasn't paying attention or thought they may have heard wrong. A football game. He said we beat them 118-0. And said we wanted to keep whooping. This was before the mercy rule was ever implemented. This team probably made the mercy rule a thing. I said, oh, it's not possible. Nobody can score that many points in a game. I said, were they playing defense? Were they trying to stop you? Or did you just snap the ball and just run in every time? What was happening? He said, no, it was a competitive game for the first 5 minutes. For the first 5 minutes. D-Rob said, Texas team won 104-0. Right? Shout out to that Texas team, bro. My Jordan's team this year, they beat a team 94-18 this year. 94-18. We're seeing scores that we ain't never seen before. Well, apparently, we still ain't broke the record. 118-0. And we just knew he was lying. Just making up a story. But turns out, this joker went and found the newspaper article, and sure enough, they beat this school 118-0. Why am I sharing that story? We're talking about communications. This is communications week. Probably the next 2 weeks, we're dealing with communications. This week, we're going to deal with personal communications. And next week, we're going to get into some relationship or family communications. Man, I've been around people, D-Rob, that they put up a fight, they talk that junk, but then when they feel that pressure, when they feel that real come on, they fold. They fold quick. And they just lay there. They don't fight back. It's just like, whatever. It's like a flood is happening and they just refuse to swim. I don't know why. I'm not wired that way. I'm not wired that way, so let's keep it pushing. But anyway, so this week we're going to deal with personal communications. We're going to deal with, and then next week we're going to shift into more of a family or relationship communications. And then in December, we're going to dig into the relationship development. Oh, I am nervous about that one. I'm nervous because I know the sisterhood might want to jump on my back on this one. So I'm trying not to go there so fast. I'm trying to slow poke my way into that relationship conversation. But today we're going to talk about relationships. Today we're going to talk about communications, personal communications, communication styles and barriers. But actually, what is communications? Because I've learned through the last few years how you show up, how people perceive you is based off of your community. How people see you is based on how you Oh man, I got some eyes. I got some eyes that I just feel them eyes looking at me through the chat. Just speak facts and we good. All right. Oh man. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all made me forget what I was saying. Hold on. There's an old saying that goes something like this: people don't know who you are until you open your mouth and you tell them. Or another one is something like, when you argue with a fool, people from a distance don't know who is who. Who's the fool, who's not the fool. Communications is extremely important. Yeah, man, y'all be asking for that joker, but I'm on the daily. On the daily, my wife be shooting these laser beams at her eyes, and I'll be talking. I'll just feel my beard get singed, and it's because I said something. Speaking about communications, I said something that made her feel a way, and it was like, Pew! It was like, oh, and I'm like, you good? She was like, I'm good, I'm good. But I see the fire rolling through her eyeballs. Whew. Yeah, man, y'all about to have me out here on Judge Maybelline show or somebody's show out here talking about Mr. Glover. Mr. Glover, why are you filing for divorce? The damn morning motivation. But okay, man, how was y'all? Wow, there you go. How was y'all weekend, man? I got some sneak peeks. Y'all, a lot of y'all say y'all had a great weekend. That's good. Any exciting news happening? Anybody want to share? Any exciting news? Any life changing news? Any moves that somebody decided to make this weekend? Oh, and a technical question: how is the stream coming across? For some reason, I've been having some low bit rate situations on the back end, and I couldn't figure out why. So I reduced the size of the stream, took the quality down a little bit. Is it noticeable to you guys? Does it look the same? Is it worse? Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are when you get a moment. You might be driving or something. Just circle back around a little bit later. Let me know what you think about the stream quality mostly. The stream quality mostly. Because we be building it as we fly, and I think I got pretty much most of the kinks worked out. But we are where we are. And as my wife said, baby, you doing everything. I am the on-air talent. I am producing the show. I am doing the CG stuff. I'm the lighting tech, the audio tech, the camera op. I was like, I'm doing 5 jobs. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I guess it will be televised. I guess that's what we're saying. It will be televised. Hey, okay. I appreciate Toronto Riggers. D Rob says I'm off this Friday attending the Brotherhood weekend. Man up is the theme. I'm excited to grow as a man. Good stuff. I like that. I like that. Where's the event going to be? Is it local to you or you traveling? All good. Checkmate. Cool. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and knock out these oh, HD over here. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, you see all my little gray hairs and everything, huh? All right. Cool. All right. I like it. All right, let's get into these gratitudes real quick so we can go ahead and get this day going and get into the topic. All right, so I'm grateful. Let's do this. Let's do the beach scene today. I'm grateful. grateful for another week. I'm grateful for a fresh start, fresh opportunities, a renewed sense of purpose and vision. I'm grateful for the opportunities that have been afforded me. I'm grateful for the life that I get to live, the family, the friends. I'm grateful for the job that I get the privilege to go and the tasks I get to perform, because it allows me to provide for my family, to provide for my needs, and give me a base to stand on as I strive for excellence, as I strive for more. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the support, all the love, all the energy this morning. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to go into another holiday season. I'm grateful for the planning, for the relaxation that's about to happen. I'm grateful. Oh man, there's so much I'm grateful for. I can see my mood starting to change right now just thinking about what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for you as well. And so, life is funny. Life is, let me just give y'all a walk down of my communications journey. This is probably the topic that I'm the most familiar with, just because it's pretty much all I've done my entire adult life. When I was in the military, I was in avionics, which means I had to go to communication school, had to learn to repair communications, receivers, transmitters, had to understand cables. I mean, how to get communication from this space to this space. That was my first real job. My first real adult job was in the military, and I worked on the avionics equipment, the things that allow helicopter pilots to talk to the ground, and internal communications, external communications, internal communications. And then I get out of the military and I go back to college, and my degree is in mass communications, meaning talking to the masses, the general public. How do we communicate with the general public? And I told you my story as a kid. I learned to tell stories as a kid. I learned that internal communication. And that's what we do on the show every day. We just did gratitude. That's an internal communications. Matter of fact, right here on the wall, that's communications fraternity. Right here is my degree in mass communications. Right here, I'm a distinguished Toastmaster from Toastmasters International. Another degree. And then that's my ordination certificate. For many of you don't know, I am an ordained minister. Now, I don't talk about it a lot outside of the story that I tell about the pastor that the church that I went to that tried to curse the family. You see, I've been on a communications journey the majority of my life because I've always just wanted to be understood. I've always wanted to be heard. I've always wanted to find this happy medium, this happy place where we got together. But then there was always these barriers that would get in the way. Sometimes it's the attitude that I may have, or what I'm feeling on the inside is not allowing me to hear, or my perception of life is not allowing me to hear what this person is truly saying, or what this company message is truly saying to me, or what this email is even saying to me. There's so many barriers. if your Wi-Fi signal sucks, you get your messages slow. There's so many things that get in the way. Like for example, when I was in the military, you would have a helicopter, and I would just use this pen, right? You have a helicopter right here, and it's circling. You got base over here, but then sometimes a storm front will move in between, and there's a mountain range here or a tree range right there, and then a storm will come in at the same time as this communication is going back and forth, and it would act as a barrier. And so it's hitting it and bouncing off. It's hitting it, bouncing off, or it's getting through, but it's getting through garbled. So it's staticky. So many things happen every day that messes up our ability to communicate. But nothing more because technology has changed. So from a mass communication spectrum, from a professional communications, well, not professional, from a worldly communications perspective, technology has changed the game to where a lot of those barriers don't even bother us anymore. We have underground cabling. We send the communications not just solely through the airwaves anymore. It's going through fiber. And so we're bypassing a lot of that stuff. But in our personal communications, we still have the same old problems. We actually have more. We actually have more barriers to communications. And so for a few minutes this morning, I want to talk about the styles that we have. Because the communication style that you have is going to determine how people see you, how they relate to you, how they treat you, the respect they have for you or not respect they have for you. And you also have to determine how you want to show up. Now, I'm just going to get into it early. I discovered some years ago that different people will bring different things out of you. They'll bring a different personality, a different side. Some of it we don't appreciate in the moment, but looking back, I'm glad I had that experience. I'm glad I met that person because they helped, bring something out of me that I didn't know was there. And every stage of my life, depending on who you ask, what do you think about Jamon? Who do you think Jamon is? Oh man, depending on who you ask, they can say that guy mean, man. That guy's mean as a black snake, bro. Somebody might say, "Oh, Jamon, he's a nice, quiet guy. He's very passive. He doesn't really say a whole lot. He doesn't bother anybody. He just does his work and he goes home." Then you have some people that would say, "Oh man, Jamon is a straight a-hole." He's a straight one. Oh, I can't stand him. I hate him. And then you have others that are like, depends on the day, man. You never know what you're going to get with that guy. You just never know. He's a wild card. He's a wild card. Now, I've taken a lot of strength finders, personality tests, trying to understand exactly, where my strengths lie. Because I want to be better at everything. I want to be a better performer. I want to be a better speaker. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better professional. So I do these assessments, these strength finders and disc assessments and Brax. What is it? No, that's what is that? I'm about to say Braxton Hicks. That's something I'm talking about in the parenting space. That's some false labor pains, I think. False contractions, I think. Myers-Briggs, yeah, Myers-Briggs. I take all these tests, and they tell me, most of them tell me slightly different stories. And I've come to understand that I am a chameleon. I am a chameleon. And I'm not saying that, not Braxton Hicks, right? I'm a chameleon in the sense that everybody has multiple personality traits. Everybody has multiple lanes that they flow into. But there are certain people who are primarily they're either primarily in one category and they may go into another on occasion, but this is where they're locked. And then there's some people that can flow in two, some in three, but I flow in all four. And what I'm talking about is the communication styles. The communication styles. There's the passive communication style. And that style is the one that people says, I don't care one way or the other. It's whatever to me. Say it all the time. Very passive communication style. And then there's the aggressive style. The aggressive style says we're doing it my way in the discussion. My way or the highway. Then there's the passive aggressive communication style. It says, I'll just take care of it myself. I just do it myself. And you say it with a little umph to it. Put a little stank on it, right? A little attitude on it. I'll just do it myself. And then there's the assertive communication style. Great idea, but have you considered A, B, and C? Great idea, but have you considered maybe doing it this way? Now, I know we all recognize all four of us in that situation. All four of us in that situation. And I would argue that it is based off of the environment that you're in. Monique says, I'm assertive, so I have heard it all, but it depends on the settings. I can fit all of the styles. I'm usually assertive. Yep. So like I said, that's what I was thinking. Most people have one that they just naturally flow in. I really don't. I flow in all four of them every day. And it depends on the situation. It depends on the relationship that I have to this person or this group. It just depends. Once upon a time, I was I was aggressive. And I was aggressive all the time. All day long. It's stressful to be around somebody who's super aggressive all the time because it makes you walk around on eggshells. It makes you always second guess everything that you're trying to do. So you start to see the person that's super aggressive as a butthole. I don't want to be around this person. This person just seems to be mean for no reason. So Monique said she's mostly in the assertive space. What about the rest of you guys, you ladies? What style do you think you are? Are you the I don't care, one way or the other, let's do whatever you want kind of person? Are you passive? Are you passive aggressive? I'll just take care of it myself, Are you the aggressive style or are you the assertive communication style? Why you putting it in there? Let me just read a little bit. I'm gonna give you a couple more. Passive communication is the person that don't really want to rock the boat. They want things to go smooth. They don't want to really ruffle any feathers. They just like harmony. They just want peace. And they're willing to either do or not do whatever to make that happen. The passive aggressive style, it's more of, you find it difficult to convey your true feelings. So to get rid of whatever's happening or get rid of this moment or this awkwardness in the moment, we just do it. Just do it. You're not like doormat-ish, but at the same time, you're fighting between yourself. Do I want to smack this joker in the face or do I just want to just get it over with and just do it? Right? Passive aggressive. He's like you're almost schizophrenic in a sense. Monique says, I was labeled as aggressive because of the tone I used. I can understand that one. It depends on the day and the situation. For me, Bobby, learning how to use my tones better depending on the situation at hand. Exactly. I think your tone is great. There she go. I think your tone is great, Mo. Well, I think your tone is great too, Mo. I think it is as well. And so the Blaxican says it depends on the environment I'm in. Yep. And so one communication style is not good or bad. There is no right or wrong. It's just how we perceive the world, how we have been uh, socialized, or what our environment has been, because most of us can't adapt to what we need to be. Like, since we're gonna be going toward relationships, me and B, we don't we it wouldn't be possible for us to be together if I was still in that assertive, I mean that aggressive uh communication style. Wouldn't be possible for us to be together. We just like fire and gasoline. We're gonna explode every time. Every time. Let's see. It depends. I'm the middle out of 5 kids. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you definitely, I can see why you would have to be a little bit more aggressive, because yeah, you stuck in the middle, and the babies get all the attention. The older ones get more leeway. They get their way more because they're older, and you guys in the middle just having to go with, roll with the punches. Who said the devil is a lie? No, no, no. I'm gonna punch back. No, Monique said I'm punching back, and I feel you. And so the assertive one is, I think, the holy grail, right? If you talk to anybody who understands these 4 communication styles, or you talk to a therapist or a counselor, they want you to be. Nah, don't do that to the babies. They want you to be. They want you to be somewhere around that assertive space, right? Because assertive is the more healthy one, quote unquote. But there is no right or wrong. I flow between all 4 on the daily, and I do it purposely. It's a conscious thought for me, which is why I say I'm a little bit of a chameleon. I'm a little bit of a unicorn. When I take my personality assessments, I normally the last one I took was Strength Finders, and most people will have 1 or 2 strengths in their top 5 or in their top 10. I have no, in my top 5, I have 3 different strengths in my top 5. There's only five spots, but I have 3 different ones in there. Most people will have 1, maybe 2. Very few have 3, and I'm one of the ones who have 3. And part of it comes from me growing up having to not feeling wanted, not feeling loved, not feeling like I had value. So I learned early on to listen, to pay more attention, to choose my words carefully, and be very intentional about what I say, but also moving in a way that doesn't make any waves. That's a lot for a child to have to maneuver. I understood out of sight, out of mind. I understood children should be heard, seen and not heard, or heard and not seen, or seen and not heard. One of them. I understood all of those things growing up. I internalized all those lessons growing up. And so I don't have a natural state anymore. It just depends on the day. However, I will say, as I've gotten older, I require peace. I require more peace than anything else. Well, respect. Peace and respect. Respect, then peace. I require those 2 things. And so if I'm in a situation where I don't feel like I'm being respected, I will be very aggressive. If I'm in a situation where I don't feel peace, I will be very assertive because I want to fix the problem. If I'm in a situation where I don't want to fight today, I'm going to be very passive. Hey man, whatever you want to do is fine. Go ahead and do your thing. If I'm feeling something and I don't know how to express it because I don't know exactly what's causing it, I'm going to be passive aggressive. But all these are really conscious thoughts for me when I'm having them. I don't naturally have one that I just flow in. And it's weird as I'm thinking about it, because who does that? Who does that? I don't know. I do though. But it's, yeah, right. Nothing like peace. And so, because I've fought most of my life, I don't want to fight anymore. So, but I'm very capable. Nobody will ever say this about me. He's a doormat. Oh, just say whatever. He'll go along with whatever. No. If I don't want to do it, I ain't doing it. I have no problem saying no. I have no bones about telling you where you can go, where you can find the next exit. No problems. I have no problem teaching people how to treat me. Depends on how much I value that relationship, how much I value the people in that space. What I'm talking about today is we're going to really get into the dynamics of communications. We're going to get into those interpersonal conversations, which is why we started the show doing the affirmations and the gratitudes. Monique says she's the queen of no. No. I'm the king of why. Tell me more. Why you think that? Because I'm truly interested in understanding. Trust is a huge thing for me. Toronto Ricker said that will be me. It takes a lot to push me, but when I've been pushed too far, then I'll be very professional, direct with what I have to say. So it would taste like vinegar going down sometimes, but wait a minute, hold on. Say it would taste like vinegar going down sometimes, Glover, but Mo is the type to pull the best out of you. Oh, I like that. Mo said, ask my husband. He says, let me ask Monique. It means no, and I will kindly say no. Oh, that's good to know. Let me ask my wife. Hold on. Yeah. So my thing was, because I had trust issues, I needed to understand who people are, what they do, what their intentions are. And so the only way for me to get to that is to not be aggressive up front, but to be more assertive. And they'll say, hey, well, can we do such and such, such? I'm like, okay. Why though? I mean, what's the goal? What's the mission? And my wife gets sick of hearing these words. What's the goal? What's the mission? What's the result? What result are we trying to get? Because my answer really is no. But I don't need to just telling her no. She needs to understand why I think the way I think, because I have to trust her. She has to understand what the mission is and how I get to arrive at those spaces so she can understand me a little bit better. You see, this is all intentional, baby. I'm sorry. I'm letting the cat back right now. But in my mind, I already know this is going to be a no. This is going to be a no. But it's going to take us maybe, a couple hours to get there. Unless it's something that is critical and we need to get it done right now. Nope, that's not happening, but we can't do that. And I'll be honest with you, it's not a lot. I think I've told her no maybe once or twice in 7 years because she's thorough. She is, when she brings an idea to me, when she comes with some stuff, she's thoroughly researched it. She's got everything that you can find about a topic, she has dug it out. She has dug it out. So all I can do is look and listen and say, okay, all right. Well, I think it's great, but we can't do that right now because we got to get this done first. But we're going to plan the sound. We're going to do that. Or if she's trying to get me to do a thing that I don't particularly want to do, I don't know why I don't want to do it. So it's like if I say no, I know why it's coming. So I'm just, So I ain't going to say no right now because I don't want to be the my way or the highway kind of guy. I don't want to be that kind of leader. I don't want to be that kind of man. So that's when I'll get passive aggressive. I don't know exactly what I'm feeling. I'm not sure why I don't want to do this or why it don't feel right to me, but it don't feel right to me. So guess what I do? Either I'll drag my feet. I'm giving you all my business today. I'll drag my feet or I'll change the subject. I'll drag my feet or I'll change the subject. Okay, babe. Give me all the game of listeners. Let us know the plan so we can understand. Okay, all right. This is why I'm singing now. I don't argue. Quick to keep a normal tone. Why are you yelling? What are you really mad about, right? Yep. And so, this is how, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever asked somebody how they see you or what kind of person they think you are. They think you are, or, how you show up. I'm not sure how you phrase the question, but y'all know a question I'm getting at. Who do you think I am? Not in the challenging way, but the curious way. Just when
How do people see me? How do I show up? When you look at me right now, what do you see? Is it somebody that's trustworthy? Put a one in the chat if you ever asked anybody that question. Put a one in the chat if you've ever asked anybody that question. Because I'm curious, is it just me? Am I the only one who has been concerned through the years how I am perceived, how people see me, how I show up? Because I'll be honest with you, as a former athlete, as well, I'm no, I'm not a former, I'm still an athlete. As an older athlete, I'm not in my prime anymore. As a veteran, somebody who was trained for war and soldiering, as um somebody who was always ranked in in a physical prowess capacity. The older I get, I'm starting to feel a way about it because I've seen so much and I've done so much, and I don't feel like what's the word I'm looking for? Respect is not the word I want to say. But I feel like people see me in a light that's alarming to me. I think I've used the example of I feel like sometimes I'm a lion, like the lion back here. I'm a lion, but I'm that old lion. I'm missing a couple of claws, my 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 canine teeth are they're not sharp as they used to be, so I can't do flick as much damage sometimes. So I feel like I'm not getting the respect that I once got. I feel like because of where I am physically in life, I'm not the same person I used to be. And I'm finding that that's a very dangerous place to be in. Some people will say maybe it's a midlife crisis, but I think it's deeper than a midlife crisis. A midlife crisis to me is the guy who he's 48, he's 50, he's 45, whatever age it hits this particular person, and he now goes out and buys the new car, the new what is it? He might go buy a convertible Corvette, or he may go out and buy the Maybach, or whatever luxury car, and he may be single or he may be just divorced, and now he's dating 28-year-olds again. A lot of people will look at him and say this guy's going through a midlife crisis. I don't really think it's a midlife crisis. I think at that age, this guy can finally afford the car he's always wanted. And because he can afford the car he's always wanted, he can date the girls that are attracted to that kind of car or that kind of status. So I don't think it's a midlife crisis. I just think now he can afford the lifestyle that he's always wanted. I think it's like a dream it's like a dream realized more than a crisis. I think the crisis comes in when you start doubting who you are, or you don't understand or know who you are. I think it's when a crisis comes in. And I think people get that misconstrued with buying stuff and recapturing certain moments. I think the crisis comes in when the internal communication turns negative. When you look in the mirror and you see the gray, and you instantly feel away every time you see the gray hair. That's the crisis. When you see your hairline start going the other way, and you start seeing this fat come on you, and you don't know, no matter what you do, you can't seem to get it off of you. That becomes a crisis because it's never been you. It's a crisis of conscience, a crisis of identity. Who am I? No amount of buying toys and cars and clothing is going to fix any of that. It's the internal communication that's throwing us out of whack, throwing us out of alignment. And so now we find ourselves shifting our communication style. Kay says, I can be passive aggressive. Mostly passive though. Okay, I missed this. Okay. Monique 111111. Blaska says how you see me. Bobby said 0. See, that wasn't even a choice. That was not even 0 was not even a choice, boo. What? D-Rob says, I haven't said my kids, me either, D-Rob. I'm like, what you see is what you get, valued. I can be passive aggressive, mostly passive. I have my kids now, or how they see me I ask my kids how they see me now because it matters how they, have to say anyone else. I really don't care how they see me. Anybody else? Okay, I got it now. I used to be like Bobby and D-Rob until I hit 40. I'm usually misunderstood too. So I explain what I meant by a certain thing. I'm around a lot of youth. They ask a lot of questions, so I explain. For understanding to them. Yep. Very good points. And so, in our personality assessments, right? There are some of us who are more prone to wanting to self-improve. There are some of us who we just have blinders on and we just doing what it is what it is what it is, right? And then there are some people who they kind of fall in the middle. They know how they show up, and sometimes they care, sometimes they don't. And like, again, there is no right or wrong. It's just how we are. And when you understand who you are, it's important that is communicated to the people that you love, the people that are with you, because people will accept you for whoever you show them you are. But don't go changing that up. Don't go trying to be something you're not, because then they're going to look at you like crazy. They're going to lose respect for you, unless it's an improvement. But if you were lying, and this is why so many relationships end, is because so many people are trying to be. They're trying to be what they think this person wants. They're trying to be what they think is cool or is popular or what the general narrative is, and they're not truly being who they are. They're trying to be. And that internal communication tells the subconscious mind not to trust our own words, not to believe in who we are. D-Rob said, I'm going to ask somebody today and see how they see me. Yeah, it's a great exercise when you ask, and the thing is, you have to ask somebody. I mean, asking your children, it's cool to ask your children, but unless your children are a certain age, they're not going to give you an accurate answer. They're going to give you the answer that will work best in their benefit. If you truly want to know how somebody sees you, you can do it one or two ways. One, you can ask somebody who isn't afraid to be honest with you. Isn't afraid to be honest with you. This could be a best friend that you've been friends with for years. This could be, now you can't ask a sibling. You can ask a sibling, but because it's so familiar, feelings might be a little, However, I will caution you, before you go off asking somebody how they see you, you can't be soft-skinned. Because they tell you something that you don't want to hear, are you going to receive it? Are you going to be mad with that person? Is it going to make you feel a way? This is why people put blinders on, because they don't want to know. They don't want to know what the truth is. They want to live in their own little fantasy bubble, and this is what they want it to be. And so they ignore, they push out people that say whatever. They push out messages that may contradict that. They're happy in their space. Happy in their space. Those people are very hard to get along with, though, just from personal experience. Because I am not compatible with a person like that, because I'm the total opposite. And so I'm going to ask you, hey, how do you see me? What do you think I am as a person? You know, how do I show up? And they'll tell me. And so I'm like, you want to know how I see you? They're going to be like, no. I'm like, why not? What are you trying to say? What do you mean what I'm trying to say? See, my kids are growing honest like I am. Good stuff. That's right. Now, if they're older, that's different. Now, if you got young kids, I'm referring more to younger children. Kids that you still want to put your hands on every now and then, just to give them a hug, a little piece of love, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I got a different breed over here. Don't get upset to the response. Yeah, that's it. If you asking a question, don't be mad with the answer that come back. So they don't want to taste that vinegar either. It's that old apple cider. No, it's that fresh apple cider vinegar. So I've had a lot of hate for speaking the truth, especially when they enjoying the foolishness they're in. Yeah, yeah. And so one of the spaces that I think I flow very well in is reading a room. I read a room very well most of the time. I'm off occasionally, but most of the time I know when I'm dealing with people who are very serious or I'm dealing with people who I can just joke with. Because if you ask my friends who I am, they might say this guy's a clown. Dude is a little perverted. He never takes nothing serious. But then you go ask my kids, oh, he's too serious. He's never smiles. My oldest son said, Dad, I could have the best game ever. I could have 3 pick sixes, and I look at you and you just shoot me the thumbs up. My wife will be like, somebody will be like, they'll give me some great news, and I'll be like, okay, that's good. And I can see their face, I can see the look on their face. They like, man, you supposed to be excited. My wife will be like, he's twerking on the inside. I am not overly or verbally, I'm not an excitable person. However, there are situations when I am super excited, but only certain people bring that out of me. Only certain things bring that out of me. But it's something that I work on. Like I showed y'all my vision wall over there with the guy like, right? But everybody don't have that gift. Yeah, that's what she said. I'm twerking on the inside. Because she can tell now that when I'm actually excited about something. I used to see her when we first got together. She'd do something and she showed me. I'd be like, bet. I'm like, yo, that's lit, yo. And she trying to examine. Okay, is he trying to be funny right now? Why is he not excited? In a handstand. Well, I ain't look. Okay, you going a little too far. Y'all don't be picturing me twerking in a handstand. I don't know. That's not what I do. That's no. Negative Ghost Rider. That is a negative. We not twerking in the hand. Damn, I got the image in my head now. Not of me doing it, but somebody else doing it. But look. Oh man. And then there's some people, I'm saying the subject. Then there's some people who know me as the quiet guy. Jamon, does he even have a voice? He doesn't speak. He don't talk at all. This guy's so serious and he's so quiet. I'm afraid of him because he look like he might be dangerous. And it just really depends. So what I had to do is I would ask people how I showed up. But I would get conflicting answers. So the second thing I ended up having to do was understand my communication style. Nah, don't even give me that. Nah, cuzzo, don't give me that. Whatever floats your boat. Nope. Me not. No, I might, put my hand on my knees a little bit, but I ain't on bump the handstand. No handstand. No handstand for me. Matter of fact, I've been looking for this one. Bad joke, boo. Bad joke. It's a bad joke. No, we're not doing that. And so the second thing I had to start figuring out was I had to understand my communication styles. And understanding my communication styles, it clued me in to how I showed up. That was my true indicator of how I showed up. For example, when I'm dealing with my children now, I know that the relationship has changed. They're not young children anymore. They're not they're experiencing life as adults on their own. So I can't come to them as the aggressive daddy used to be or the assertive daddy used to be. Now I take more of a passive role with them. It's very intentional because now I let them lead. Now I will ask some questions. Oh man, what do you think about this? You know, I know you say you had something coming up. How you gonna work that out? And I just sit back and I just listen. And I nod my head and I just shake my head and I just take in what they're saying. And I don't volunteer any information until they ask me. Because my job is for them. I'm just guiding them now. My job is for them to learn to walk this life. Not me enabling, not me giving all my wisdom, not me giving them all these cheat codes. Because unasked for advice is criticism. So when they ask me for something, when they ask for advice, when they need some guidance, I'll give it freely then, and I'll give too much. And they'll be like, all right, Dad, just turn the water hose down a little bit. But I can't give my children a bunch of stuff. So now I play a passive role with them. That's a good one, Monique. She said, I asked my 23-year-old, are you venting or need advice? Are you venting or do you need advice? Yeah, what's the point? Why are we having this conversation? You know what I'm saying? We're not doing no tricking for the 99 and the 2000. No, sir. No. We not doing it. I like it. That's a bar right there. That's a whole bar. And so that's as I've matured, I'm intentional about how I show up in spaces. And so I know when I go into a space where I need to be. And so I asked my wife the other day, I said, babe, how do I show up? What do you need more of from me? What do you need more of from me? And she told me, I'm not gonna disclose what she told me, but she told me. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna work on that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna pretend like she can't hear me right now. So I'm gonna say this. She never asked me once, babe, how do I show up? What do I need to work on? What do you want to see more of? I never got that conversation, but I understand who she is. So I wasn't expecting it either. See, in my last relationship, I would ask those questions and then expect to get this, that was great. So what about me? What do you think? What do you think? And I realized everybody doesn't want to know. They don't want to feel like they're failing. They don't want to feel like they're being criticized. And so what do you do with that? I mean, I had to whisper because I didn't want her to hear me. I didn't want her to hear what I was saying because I was talking to y'all. I was trying to bypass her this time. No, she's right. She don't. And I recognize that. But you know what she does do though? She don't ask. But she listens. I will say that. She doesn't ask, but she listens. Because I volunteer. Because sometimes I will be aggressive. And I will say point blank, this shit right here. Oh, I'm not gonna do her voice. Okay, man, I'm gonna stop. So y'all already tell this is gonna be lit when we get to these relationships. Cause I'm probably gonna be wearing a helmet over here. Cause she throw a pin or something at me. But so communication styles. There's 4 of them. And once you get into the corporate space, it's actually not a passive aggressive. It's more direct, initializing, supportive, and analyzing. Those are the 4 that you're going to have when you get into the professional, into the work world. And they're pretty much the same thing, but there's a slight difference to them. But anyway, this week we're talking about communications and the importance of clear communications. We're going to set some expectations for how we communicate. We're also going to do an accountability test of sorts. Not so much asking people who we are, but discovering. Remember, it's a purpose, right? We're going to discover not just what our communication style is. We're going to see another case study this week and talk about effective communication. But how you communicate will also determine how you achieve goals. Because sometimes we can be too much of one, and it's to our detriment. So we have to be able to float in between them on purpose. On purpose. But it's all based off the results that we want. I used to be scorched earth kind of a person. Y'all know what scorched earth theory is, right? Say that now, Mo. Oh man. Oh no, I love the relationship talk. My friend and I have this thing called the round table. 14 years. Oh, okay. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, I like it. But all y'all some resident experts anyway, though. But yeah, so I used to believe in scorched earth. Yeah, I would throw the baby out with the bathwater. I would definitely, it was whatever came up came out, whatever crossed my mind was said, and I would burn bridges. And ladies, I'm gonna give you a little taste now. We know that physical abuse is a terrible thing. We don't advocate for anybody putting hands on anybody. However, if I get a scar, if I get bruised, it heals within a week or two. But if you scar my mind, if you bruise my heart and my ego, it takes years. In some cases, they never recover. So how we say things, and I'm saying this more to the ladies because women have a way of communicating that is more impactful, I think, than men. Women have a way of expressing themselves in a space that not do you hear it, but you can feel every word. Every word. And those words either uplift, build up, or tear down or destroy. Not saying men don't have the capacity because, I too can spin a few words if I needed to. However, that's not my weapon of choice. My weapon of choice is of a masculine sense, right? If I'm in a space, I want to fight. And I don't want to fight with words, bump them words. I'm putting hands. I'm throwing them paws. I don't want to use my words. No words here. We don't, it's fisticuffs happening. But ladies, I have a couple of daughters, I have a bunch of sisters, and I have a bunch of female cousins, and I've had a few relationships. And I know the deepest wounds that I've ever suffered came from the tongues of women. So we're going to talk about that a little deeper too as we get not into this week, but into next week. Let's see. Clarification. We talk about every topic. You are right about that, but it stings the same. Oh, it definitely stings the same. One just heals much faster. We are emotional. Yep. Paul season. There you go. See, D-Rob. Hey. So when we out there playing sports, it's a good game. We can shake hands at the end and be like, all right, bro, good game. But if you start getting too spicy, you got to come see me. Y'all may have won in this football game, but let's see, can you win this boxing match? Let's see, can you deal with this MMA style fighting about to come your way with no rules? Come on now. We ain't gonna argue about it. We gonna talk it out another way. We gonna talk it out another way. Cause I can honestly, I remember some of the most hurtful things I ever heard in my life came from my mother. And I was probably 9, 10. I won't even, I mean, we was in a room by ourselves, I tell you, but over the internet, I ain't gonna even say what she said to me. But it haunts me to this day. It's haunted me in every relationship that I've ever been in. And my father was way more abusive. I don't even remember half the stuff he did. Because it healed. I got past it. But that mental thing here, that thing that got put in my subconscious mind, Lord knows I be in therapy still talking about this stuff. So not to hurt, but to heal and grow. I like. And so I used to bring the samurai sword to the fight, but I've grown. Shout out. Wait, I got the right one. Shout out to you, Mo. I can see how you use your powers for good, not evil anymore. I'm much appreciative. Oh man, time has gotten away from me this morning. Talking about communication. You know what? Let's go and get into these affirmations. I gotta respect y'all time. Gotta get y'all about here. I might have a little time today, but I don't know if y'all do or not. So, yep, I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am happy and excited to impact thousands, tens of thousands of families every year. I am confident. I am capable. I am strong. I am willing to go above and beyond. I am well qualified to accomplish my goals. I am an excellent communicator. I speak to be heard. I listen to understand. Because I am an excellent communicator. And I am more than enough. I am able to persuade, inspire, diffuse situations. My tongue is a gift. My intellect is also a gift. Because I can understand, I can interpret, and I can give. Because I am more than enough. I am capable. I am open, I am honest, and I am dependable. I am loyal. Because I am more than enough. And so are you. And so are you. Did I hit the right thing? Oh, I did. All right. Boom. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the next 2 weeks. This morning, we kind of jumped all over the place because communication is such a broad subject. It's so many layers to communications. But the biggest thing that I want to talk about. Hey, Health Talk, what up, my guy? The thing that I really want to impress upon all of us, or just put out into the ether right now, is we understand that we have to listen, not to respond, but to understand. But we can't do that if we don't have a balanced perspective. Meaning, I always tell my children, whenever I'm talking to you, ask yourself this one question. Is he trying to hurt me, help me, or belittle me? That's how I have learned to dig through conversations that may not be pleasant for me. Is this person legitimately trying to help me, hurt me, or belittle me? Well, this is my partner. She's on my team. So I don't think she's trying to hurt me. And because I don't think she's trying to hurt me, she's probably not trying to belittle me. So maybe she is trying to help me. Let me listen a little deeper. Let me put my feelings to the side and try to understand where she's coming from. That's what listening to understand looks like. That's how you fight through all the noise, all the emotion, all the cognitive dissonance that's happening right now. Get out of your space to try to hear what they're saying. But also, as the person that's talking, I've had to learn that I must speak to be heard. Meaning, my wife may be in a busy workspace right now. So anything that I say to her, she's probably not going to hear me. So I'm not going to just randomly say some stuff and expect her to remember it. So now I'm going to touch her on the shoulder. I'm going to kiss her on the forehead and say, hey, now I can get my message because now she can hear me. Communication is about intention, just like everything else. But it's the one thing we take for granted because we think because we have 2 ears, we heard you. No, so many barriers that's interrupting our signals. So we have to learn to be, when we communicate, when we speak, we have to speak to be heard. And that don't mean speak louder. Speaking louder don't mean that people hearing you. Matter of fact, when you speak loud, the emotional barrier comes up and it's blocking all the noise, so they don't really hear what you're saying. But it's being intentional about how you're saying, understanding your audience, knowing where they are. That makes you more impactful as a speaker. Listen without interpretation. Yeah. As we close, I just want to give this final example as we get ready to get up out of here. When you're listening on the phone, or when you are in combat, or when you're listening through a radio headset, or when you are even on this broadcast, when you're listening, there are certain things that come up. I'm a multitasker. And so sometimes I have to disconnect from the chat because it's going so fast and it'll distract me from what I'm trying to communicate. Like right now, I just lost my whole train of thought, right? Because I got so many other things that's playing a part because I've disconnected because I looked at the time. So what I've had to learn to do is to ground myself in moments. Disconnect, put my phone to the side so I can focus on what I'm doing right now. Being intentionally dialed in on what we are doing. But we're going to talk more about it this week into next week. So I'm going to get ready to get about here, but I want to say shout out. Listening without interruption. Sometimes people are not mature enough to understand that because of who is saying it. Yeah. And what they think of that person. Quick to listen, slow to speak, still learning. There you go. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should definitely be listening more than we speak. That's the goal anyway. That's the goal. So that's what we're going to be working toward this week. Yeah. So just understand that in order to be an effective leader in your home, in your job, in whatever it is that you do, you have to be an effective communicator. You have to be able to hear and to be heard. And the onus is on you to do that. The onus is on you to do that. You can't depend on your partner, business partner, relationship partner. You can't depend on them to do that. You have to be responsible for your own communication. And I know that's a heavy task for some people because, you expect the leader to communicate in a way that makes it all better, makes it all make sense. But honestly, sometimes that leader may be struggling with some stuff and they may have too many things happening. And if you hearing but not understanding, then it's on you to say, hey, I didn't quite get that. So are you saying this? This is what I heard. Is that what you meant? And now you give them a chance to come back and say, oh, you know what, I'm tripping. No, that's not really what I meant. Okay, this is what I want. Okay, you got that? Yeah, I got it. Now we can actually work. but we have to be intentional about doing it. So, but anyway, that's where we are. Shout out to my guy D-Rob Trainer being number one in the building today. That chick, yo, Toronto Riggins, Blackskin Monique, look, Bobby, Health Talk, Positive Self-Talk, Craig G, K, Blackskin. I appreciate you. Much love and respect to all of you. Thank you for all that you do, all the support, all the energy, and the continued support. It's been an amazing ride and is only going up from here. So thank you, everybody that was here today. Go out, as Health Talk says, have a great day no matter what, because you get to decide. Put yourself in a position where you're listening more than you're talking, and life, it'll get better. Your quality of it will improve. So I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. I got a few things I got to take care of as well. So we'll definitely see you all tomorrow. Have a great day no matter what. And be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Love yourself. And strive for the best. And we're going to get there. So you guys have a great day. We'll talk soon. Peace.